knew this was going to be a physical game. How do you feel like you guys matched your physicality?
Not very well at times, but enough, Kevin. I still think that they got more loose balls than we got. They play really, really hard. Credit those guys. They came in here and they were very prepared, of course. Really quick to the basketball. They have really good team speed. They have, obviously, a bunch of girth on the interior. Admiral Schofield, is 2 years in a row, he's played really well against us. And then Jordan Bowden got it going, of course, in the second half. But in terms of physicality, hopefully this helps us. Hopefully we can learn a little bit from it. Now, we did enough in terms of, I thought the defensive rebounding, we were pretty good. 9 offensive rebounds for Tennessee. Huge key to the game. But their physicality defensively, I thought, was a big factor in us turning the ball over 9 times in the first half. They really they had us sped up. Got their hands on a lot of basketballs. Just too many balls that we have one hand or 2 hands on in the paint that we didn't come up with. And it's usually the other way around for this team, for our team. We pride ourselves on that. So, but overcame not getting our share of the loose balls by a tremendous second half offensively. With a couple guys stepping up who don't normally get as much opportunity as they did today.
How big was Justin Leon just keeping you guys kind of hanging in there?
Huge.
And then Kayvon coming
My goodness.
at the end. But first off, Justin, please.
Yeah, Justin. We've talked about it all year. You wish he'd fall into a few more open threes a game because he's shooting the ball so well, and it's really he's an interesting story because he's never been characterized as a shooter. He was a center in high school, and then in junior college, he's a guy that ends up being kind of a 4 or 5 type guy. Who's a slasher, rebounder, and he's just really worked on his game. He every single day after practice, he's getting a ton of game speed threes up, regardless of whether it feels good or not, whether we practice 3 hours or 1 hour. It's who he is. Very mentally tough kid, and I thought he hit some timely shots for us. Doesn't even think about it. It doesn't faze him. He's a junkyard dog for us, and I think it's pretty unique when your junkyard dog happens to be your best percentage shooter at the same time. So he's gotten better with slowing down offensively when the ball's in his hands, yet defensively and on the glass, still continuing to play like the Tasmanian Devil. And then Kayvon Allen's he's been in a really good flow here for, 3-4 weeks. You guys would know better than I would. Just playing with a lot of confidence, shooting the ball at a really high clip, and he made some really big ones for us. I remember he hit one very difficult one off a handoff and made it look easy. He's really coming into his own as a more consistent scorer for us.
Mike, when you have the running one, you meant the one where he was running.
Yeah.
Where the third three you had, where he caught it running and shot, is that the one you're on?
Yeah. Opposite us, he was almost his feet were almost pointing towards the Tennessee bench. But he's got such a strong lower body and body control that he can make those difficult shots when he's not completely square because of the square in the air. It's a big shot for us.
Mike, when you have a first half that's as sloppy as that, what do you say in the locker room? And obviously it worked.
With a group that's kind of a little bit older, we thought if we just settled in and calmed down offensively as much as anything, we could play a much better second half. And by me going in there and screaming, I'm not sure how much good that would have done for us. It was more about calming down. I thought we were out of character offensively in the first half, just trying to do some things that we're not used to doing. Credit them for putting us in those positions. Too many dribbles in one place. Too much stagnancy. Overplayed and denied at times, and we're just standing instead of back cutting and filling and continuing to cut hard and move the basketball. We almost had that deer in headlights look at times, and again, credit their defense. They had a lot to do with the aggressiveness and physicality that they played with. So less dribbles in the second half, more within ourselves. Obviously, guys, Kenyon really got it going, Justin got it going, Kayvon got it going. We guys executed better in the second half. You know, more movement off the basketball, more back cuts. Made better decisions, calmed down, and those 9 turnovers in the first half were only 2 in the second half. Big key for us. It was 15 points off the turnovers they got in the first half. They didn't get any in the second half. That was big.
Well, when Hayes and Igbuna were out with foul trouble towards the middle and end of the first half, and you guys were running small ball,
Yeah.
what was your main defensive strategy in that, and then what were you guys trying to do on offense?
Defensively, I'll start. Yeah, we went with Keystone. I believe he'd already been in the game at that point, and there was a decision: do we go with Keith? Do we go with Skylar? Even Borjak. Borjak had a little knick-knack injury yesterday. I'm sure he'll be fine. But so it was really Keith or Skylar. Defensively, game plan didn't change a lot. You know, Keith's got pretty good girth and actually built like some of those guys. And so I wasn't necessarily really concerned defensively. I thought we could even switch some of those ball screens a little bit more with his ability to move laterally. Offensively, we were searching because we're not used to doing that, and we had to play Keith at the 5. But it gives you, if we had more opportunities like that and more repetitions of playing Keith at the 5, it actually we could be difficult to defend. But maybe it's something that we'll start looking at in practice here a little bit, just in case. You never know.
How big
We
were
foul as much as we're fouling.
How big were Skylar's minutes? Obviously, he stepped up in the second
Huge.
half.
Yeah, Skylar's as much as I just told our guys. He's as much of a company guy as I've ever coached. You know, whether he plays 3 minutes or 8 minutes or has 4 DNPs in a row, he doesn't care. It's not about him. It's about court basketball. It's about winning. He's a great teammate every day. He's just a pleasure to coach. He drops by the office every day with a great attitude. What's in store for practice today, Coach? And so here he is with not many opportunities this year, and every single day, I don't want to lie to you, 2 out of every 3 days, he stays after practice and gets extra work, extra conditioning to keep his window, just in case his number's called. And it's hard for guys to do when you 4 or 5 games in a row you haven't even gotten in the game. And so because of that preparation, because of that perseverance, discipline, he helped us win the game today and played really well. Defended at a high level, was a presence in there, and set some good ball screens for us, helped us win the game.
How pleased are you with how much more aggressive Kavan has been on the offensive end, especially during that second half?
Yeah, it's a great point because we've talked a lot about that at times, having to beg him to shoot, and we haven't had to beg him to shoot lately. That's nice. Whether they're going in or not, usually they do go in. It's nice to see him really aggressive because he's a really talented scorer. And our guys rally around him too. Our guys want him to be aggressive. And maybe that's a factor too, is that it's not just me in the past couple months, it's his teammates urging him to look for a shot and get mad at him when he turns one down.
Justin mentioned that you said this is a game that you guys might not have won last year. Just the way it went. Can you expound on that?
Yeah. He's giving away our locker room secrets.
He is.
I just think we've grown. I hate. It seems like after every game I'm talking about last year still, and we're this into this far into the season. But I guess you're always teaching, and you're always. We're trying to rebuild the culture here, at least some semblance of the unbelievable culture that's been here for 20 years. And I just credit our guys for growing in that regard. Showed a little bit more fight and feistiness and mental resolve to not fold. There's a few games last year, at Tennessee being one, where we didn't respond really well to a hard-fought game. We had a couple late in the year where we just could not get it going defensively. But the defensive rebound like that, to continue to force turnovers, to force 19 turnovers, and just find a way. The final score wasn't indicative of how close the game was. I think we all would agree with that. So very pleasing. Hopefully we can learn from that. Hopefully it's a step in the right direction to win just a dogfight like that.
How do you feel about